Season's greetings, y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, all these great festivities happening at this time, and we celebrate all of them because we can.
Sharon, are you going to show your snowman?
There it is. Boob shot.
I love it.
Ooh.
I know.
So Sharon has a snowman. Kelly has her reindeer ears. I've got my own Christmas tree.
Yeah. Wow.
I hope that you guys appreciate these reindeer antlers because they're cutting off circulation to my brain. Anyways, back to you, Sharon.
Then yes, I do.
You've got such a big head.
Yeah. Such a giant bucket of brains there.
Yeah. There's something. Yep.
Oh yeah.
I know this is not in our list, but let me know when you're ready for a Mariah Carey factoid.
Why don't we just give it to us, Cal?
You ready for this? So I was on Instagram earlier today, and Billboard posted this to say about All I Want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Saying that it's the gift that keeps on giving for its writers and label, which to me, the writer, isn't it just Mariah and Walter Afanasieff? I think, okay. Generating 1.36 million from plays and downloads in the US alone in 2021. And then overall, the tune seems to have brought in 6.16 million in global revenue and publishing royalties for the master recording of the song. And that sounds like that was just last year.
Yeah, because I heard she made about $4 million a year.
Yeah, so that sounds about right. Billboard estimates Carey's royalties at 1.55 million, which would leave Sony with 2.95 million. And that again sounds like that's just per year.
Wow.
In the United States only.
Maybe. But there, she said something about 6.16 million global revenue, and then I guess you deduct from that. So
wow.
I'd say she could live on that alone, but as we know, I think she has expensive taste, so she probably needs a few of her other songs to come in.
Well, thankfully, she's got a long list of top 10s, number ones, top 40s. I think all you need to do is crack the top 40 to get anywhere near bank status.
Yeah,
that's where you get the hits, right? The top 40 is where the hits are, but certainly once you get into the single digits, you get played more, things like that. So yeah, she's
also as of our recording, I'm not sure what the official situation will be, but I follow a lot of British chart stuff, and I also follow George Michael stuff. And something about Last Christmas, it might be the year that it finally makes it to the Christmas #1 in the UK, which would be
really.
Yeah, and also I found this out, and I knew he had donated money in the past from Last Christmas to charity. But he's the sole producer and the sole writer on Last Christmas. And from what I understand from reading something from his estate, I'm pretty sure that's where I read it, all proceeds of Last Christmas every single year go to charity as per his wishes.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that amazing?
That is
amazing.
What
a cool dude, George. Love George.
Love George, miss George. It'll be on Christmas Day that we are 6 years without him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then 3 years for his sister, I believe.
Same day, right?
Same day. Yep.
And what was her cause of death?
I don't remember. I want to say, I don't want to say because I do want to say that I don't think it was cancer though. I don't think it was that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
So for the show today, we got a lot to get into, man. Hang on, let me just hit this button here like that.
And just before you
launch into a tirade.
Exactly. Melanie, George's sister, died after falling into a diabetic coma.
There we go.
God.
As a result of diabetic ketoacidosis.
Yikes.
I would not know what that means, but if you do now, you know.
Wow.
Adam, can you also Google, because I know one of his sisters, and I think it was Melanie, was his hairstylist for years. Because one of his sisters, and his other sister is Yota, I think. One of them was his hairstylist for years.
The internet will confirm that.
Yep. It was funny, about a couple of weeks ago, I just ended up watching like you know how you fall down the rabbit hole sometimes on YouTube? And that happened to me with George Michael. And I watched a few of his performances kind of back to back. And like, he just was awesome. Like there's just, Like,
Yeah.
it's so sad that he's not around to keep performing, because his voice is magic, and his aura was magic.
Mm-hmm. He had troubles, and you could tell that with him. So I think ultimately, his troubles, had they taken a different turn, it sounds so obvious to say what I'm about to say which is that he would have been way better now, all things considered, just the way mental health and access to help and support, and that the light is being shone on it appropriately and still will get brighter and brighter. He would have been in a good spot.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. And we'll miss him. Thankfully, the spot shines on his music, which, man, just is
No, we
plentiful.
should
It
get
makes you feel
Andrew
good.
Ridgely on the show.
I don't see why we should. Yeah, I agree with you.
I follow him on Instagram, so maybe there's a way to send out a communique that
Ah,
I might get a response to, unlike Mel C's.
those have been super successful for you so far. So yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're getting this party started,
No, no, no. Wait a second, Sharon.
we're
You
not
asked
getting.
me a question,
What's
and
the
I have an answer.
answer? I was buying time by starting the show.
Oh, well, Melanie is the hairdresser's sister,
Okay.
and she inherited allegedly 50 million pounds when George passed away.
Okay.
Wow. Good.
Yeah.
I believe him and both his sisters were very tight, like all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say here his other sister Yoda, like you said, was also on the will.
Okay.
Wow. May they all rest in peace. Christmas is no doubt a tough time for the family. All right. Let's push the dark cloud out of the way for a moment anyways, because we do have some other sad news to talk about. But we will also talk about how Mary J. Blige just keeps getting busier and busier. And what do you do, or what do you and your twin sister get for your birthday when your daddy is Diddy?
I don't know.
Oh, we're going to tell you. Don't you worry about that. Also, with a new Puss in Boots film coming out, we'll talk about the life-saving maneuvers of that film star. And sadly, like we were just saying, there's more horrible news within the last few days, so we should probably start there. The sadness felt around the world for anyone who has watched Twitch dance or got to see him on the Ellen DeGeneres show as the in-house DJ and champion dancer. Certainly, if you were following him and or his wife on Instagram, you would have seen their collective dances pretty much daily. And so, yeah. So one day he's dancing and we're seeing that on Instagram, and the next day he's gone. Kind of shocking. And the outpouring of positive reaction from anybody that he ever met is stunning, really, when you think of who he's left behind, and like a wife and three children of varying ages, and all kinds of friends and all kinds of people that he influenced with his dance. It's a sad time, no doubt about that.
This falls into the category where it's always the last person you think is gonna pass from this. Like, he is the absolute last person I would have thought would have passed from this reasoning. And yeah, and like, yeah, just I'm devastated for Allison, because I watched something also on YouTube a while ago, and she just loves him, like loved him. He loved her.
Yeah.
And so I can't even imagine what because it would have been obviously devastating had he died of a car accident, or you know what I mean? But this reasoning is just as unimaginable. And something that also stuck out to me, two things. A few months ago when we talked about Leslie Jordan passing away, I think I mentioned at that time that I'd never seen so many celebrities have such a positive thing to say about Leslie Jordan. Like, everybody had love for Leslie Jordan. It's the exact same thing for Twitch. Like, people that you wouldn't even think would have known him or been in his orbit just had amazing things to say about him. And the second surprising thing, or something that stuck to me, was the former executive producer of Ellen, Andy, who's now the executive producer of Jennifer Hudson. His statement where he said, like, you know, there's going to be questions that are never going to get answered. But then he said about how everybody just kept saying that Twitch was a light. And then he said, how tired must he have been of having to share his light with so many people? And like, that made me like, yeah, because if you're always happy, you're always positive, you're always checking in on people, you might be tired and you're not telling anybody this, you know?
Yeah.
And because that just seemed like because I also, as you know, unsurprisingly, I follow a lot of dancers in Los Angeles. And so they're all mentioning, you know, things on Instagram over the last couple of days. And so many of them said like, he, you know, I posted this and he would check on me, and I would say this and he would check on me. So he must have been doing that for like, you know, 200 people, who knows?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine how maybe tired he was of having to be in that headspace all the time. So
For sure. Agreed. I think there was not illusions, like allusions, people alluding to the fact that there was some mental insecurity at some point. And I mean, I think everybody has some level of mental insecurity, and certainly if anybody's listening and they're feeling in need of conversation, in need of support, reach out. If you think you know someone who might need help, certainly reach out to them. The resources are there, so please use them. And when you think about, you know, the order of things, not that there is an order of things, but I think that chronologically you want, you know, your elders to pass before you do. So to have his mom left behind, to have to deal with that, and his wife and children, there's generations that are completely messed up now. So yeah, you know what, I guess I do believe that there is an order of things, or I wish anyways that lives as much as they intersect, that, you know, the older you get, you're sort of at the door next,
right,
you know. But she had posted through social media that she will reach out to everybody that has sent love and prayers and encouragement, that she sees them all the messages, the texts, the posts, the phone calls. She also included Stephen Laurel, your mother loves you to eternity and beyond. So they'll be dealing with that. It'll no doubt be a tough time for a long time, not just the holidays. In a weird way, you deal with all the firsts as they happen. So they'll have one first done once the holidays are done.
Yeah. And it's just I have a friend of mine whose brother passed away from this very same reason, and years to kind of come to terms with things, and just the questions that you always have, you know, from what I've seen from my friend who's got, and I also friends with his mother, and that's the part too where it's like, again, you don't wish any of this to happen, but you almost wish it could have been a car accident so that there wasn't questions that won't ever get answered, you know.
It's true. And I think it's a testament to, you know, making clear not just your intentions of your own life and what you want and things like that, but making your feelings known to the people that matter to you. And reaching out for the good, reaching out for the less than good. It's important so that people aren't left sort of floundering and trying to figure things out, so that, you know, in their floundering and trying to figure things out, that they realize that you were doing the same thing. It can be rectified with conversation. Right. We have talked about other podcasts on our podcast, and one of the most powerful podcasts I have ever listened to, and whether it was a podcast or a radio show or a documentary, whatever, is Anderson Cooper's podcast. So powerful, so moving. And so I would suggest that anybody that has ever grieved anyone, if they were looking for some kind of perspective, that this might be something to look, and know that it's heavy. The topic is heavy, but sometimes you have to bear the weight.
I've heard, because it's only been out a few months, right? Like maybe 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, and there's I think it's like 7 or 8 episodes. That's it for now, anyways. It's incredible, like really very important work that he's done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So pushing that other dark cloud away.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Kelly's choking.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry. I'm drinking my orange juice.
Are you sick?
It's coming across like that.
Uh-oh.
But you, like me, are fighting it.
I'm fighting it. It's so funny because I went to bed last night and I was really tired, but it's funny too. So, and I think Sharon knows this, Adam might know this now. Like, I've not really stopped in over a year. Like, it's just been pretty busy. And so when I did the live stream, that was one of my final big things that I knew was coming up for Velvet Rope. And then I had a couple other things. But as of like Sunday, I think I knew like and I think internally my body knew, okay, you might be having a bit of a break. So I think my body was like, last night, you are exhausted. And so
Yeah.
I went to bed at 8:40 p.m.
Oh, nice. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, and then I woke up feeling this magic. So
I understand it because I'm living with someone who has a cold and love her dearly. Please just stay away from me. So I'm trying because I too will be off as of for a few days over the holidays, which is great. Super looking forward to it. But I don't want that to be the time where my body goes, you're tired too. Like I don't get enough sleep during the week. I know that. And I'm going to work on that'll be my resolution for 2023, just to make sure that I do a better job of taking care of that section of my life. But until then, I know it. I know it, universe. I know I'm not getting enough sleep. I don't need to be told by any other factors. I got it.
yeah.
So I'm not getting any cold. It can try and come for me. It's
Yeah.
not getting me.
Yeah. By the way, I just noticed now, I'm not sure if Adam noticed this. Sharon's screen name is Blitzen.
You're welcome.
I did not notice that. What's going on?
Just trying to keep it real,
I love
holiday
it.
style. Why don't we get some trivia going, you guys?
Here we are.
Let's do it.
90s now. Trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
I wanted to end because actually, Sharon, I know you have an announcement soon about. Actually, do you want to just give a quick update now, and we'll do it at the end also about our show returning, like Christmas holidays?
Sure thing. We're taking a break.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, you know what? After this episode, we will take a couple of weeks off and then we'll come back. That's the short story.
Yeah. So I wanted to end off. I thought I was like, oh, we'll end off on like a festive note, but then I'm like, no, I need them to finish strong for 2022. So it's a very heady, at least one of them is a very heady question from art and literature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm ready.
So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. In which 90s nonfiction book does author John Krakauer retrace the steps of a young man who vanished in the wilderness? So I need the title of the book.
Adam.
Go, Adam.
The Revenant.
Oh, that's a good guess. It's not correct, but I liked it.
Sharon?
Oh, Sharon.
Is it something about bones?
Nope.
Damn.
Into the Wild.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that dumb? I was thinking that because it's a decent movie, great soundtrack. So my bad. It was right there.
Quick question. Did either of you see The Revenant? That was with DiCaprio, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the movie he won his first Oscar with.
Is it about a bear? What is it about?
Yeah, he fights a bear. So he goes to a retreat area, like a luxurious retreat area, but then he somehow gets lost in the wood and has to get back to wherever he was. Or so I think. I might be remembering it wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. And then he finds a bear and he fights the bear. It's a great
bear.
And that's what got him an Oscar?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
After everything else he's done in his movie career, and fighting a bear gets him the Oscar.
Like a legit bear, not
legit
not
bear.
a bearded gay man.
No. A real big bear.
He fights a bear.
He fights a bear.
And he doesn't lose. Like the movie doesn't end because the bear goes bonk.
Kills him. I have an audio of this scene. Wait a second.
Oh my god, the audio. We're
not going to get any copyright infringements, are we, Adam? Because I don't have that kind of power to do.
No, nobody will know. We'll play less than 7 seconds.
Less than 7 seconds. All right.
So anyways, Leo fighting the bear.
It sounded like my impersonation was even better. I am gonna get you. You're not gonna win. And scene.
Adam, can you Google because there's a movie which I think was in the 90s. I want to say it was like 97, 98. Alec Baldwin was in it. And it was also about fighting a bear. And who's the Sharon, who's the actor? I'm totally forgetting his name. And I think he's a sir or somebody now. Clarice, like who is in that movie? Like
that guy.
So that would
Anthony
be Anthony
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. So Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin, is it Edge of something? What is
It's The Edge, 1997.
You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
have to watch that movie.
Okay.
He fights
Yeah.
a bear and doesn't die either.
There's many people that don't make it with the bear, but it's
I don't know, man. Like I just think
Yeah.
the bear's gonna
yeah.
gonna
But it's
really
a
hurt
good
ya.
like I don't know if you guys ever do this, but I often do this on the holidays. It's the one time of the year like where at least one day I will let myself watch ridiculous 90s movies. And like so like it usually starts because I want to see Die Hard because of Christmas stuff. So it usually
Right.
starts there and then I probably watch like Harrison Ford and some kind of like Air Force One or whatever,
That's
But
funny.
I should whip that puppy out. You guys have to watch it. So The Edge with Sir Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin.
Wow.
I already promised a colleague I was gonna watch The Godfather during the
There
holiday.
we go.
Ooh, good
Never
one.
seen The Godfather, so
Yep.
maybe I'll add Die Hard to it too.
Yeah.
I love all the
And
Die
Edge.
Hards. All the Die Hards were great.
There's more than one Die Hard.
4 Die Hards.
Keep dying
Oh.
hard.
And there might be 5 actually.
die
There might
harder.
be 5 Adam. Yep.
Die the hardest.
I don't think I saw the last one. But number 1 is the Christmas one.
Just die.
That's it. Let's finally just die. Number 2 is the airport one. Did you like them, Sharon?
I did. I think I only saw the first 2 though. And I
Okay.
think I only saw them once
Okay. Yeah, no,
in the theater.
Oh.
Oh, by the
I
way, if you didn't see Top Gun Maverick, it's coming to Paramount on
I did
Thursday,
see it. I loved it.
the 22nd. I haven't watched it, so I'm gonna give it a go.
I loved it.
Yeah. Back to
All
you.
right, what's
No,
the,
it's back to me
no,
with
what's the other question?
question
What's
2.
that?
It's sporting,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna let you end on a fun note.
Here's hoping.
Here we go. And this is one I'm hoping that will work for the two of you.
Okay.
And it's funny because when I asked myself this question, I got it wrong, but I thought I knew the answer and I was incorrect. Which team were the Stanley Cup champions in both 1997 and 1998?
Adam.
Look at Sharon's face. Go on. Look at your face. Look at the pain.
And it's the wrong answer. New Jersey Devils.
Incorrect. Sharon?
Sharon.
Yep.
Colorado.
Nope. I was going to guess. So my guess was Pittsburgh Penguins, right? Because
Ooh,
I would have
nice one.
thought like
The
Mario. And all
Rangers?
that. It's Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, okay.
That was the first thing that popped in my head. I should have followed my heart.
And I'm assuming that must have been like when Stevie Yzerman got his rings, right? Before he retired.
Makes sense.
That sounds.
Ottawa-born Steve Yzerman.
Yep.
Cool. Well,
That's the end of your trivia for 2022. Thanks, folks.
That was a fun one.
I think
Rachel must be breathing a sigh of relief knowing she has 2 weeks to recover from this.
Me too, Rachel.
Yeah.
You know what? It's been 5 years since an event that nearly took Antonio Banderas's life, and it's that same event that he credits for basically saving his life.
Wow.
It's a heart attack. How does a heart
I
attack
forgot
save your
about
life?
that. Did you remember that? I forgot about it.
I totally forgot about it. 2017 it happened. He was 56 years old. Heart attack. Ends up having surgery, obviously emergency surgery, and gets 3 stents put into valves in his heart. There you go. But he says that it's that heart attack that saved his life because he started not prioritizing things that didn't matter.
Well, that makes sense, right?
Well, sure it does. But sometimes you need a little, smack on the head to make you realize that, or something to show you that it could all be gone and you're wasting time worrying about baloney,
Mm-hmm.
So good for him. He also credits his, I'm not sure if they were married at the time or committed to each other, but that his girlfriend or fiance has saved him also just by having aspirin.
Yeah, apparently she got the aspirin in the night before.
Mm-hmm. Imagine that.
So talk about serendipity there.
Yeah. That's her name too, Serendipity.
I've got a question.
Not.
What exactly is aspirin? Like, are Advils or Tylenols considered aspirin? or
No,
not?
aspirin is its own thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like, do people normally have aspirin?
Yep.
I think that was like the original headache medicine, right, Sharon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't think I've ever had aspirin.
You've never had baby aspirin? I remember loving baby aspirin when I was a kid because it was like a tiny little pink thing and it tasted good.
I don't remember. I remember the little Flintstone vitamins.
Oh yeah.
But I don't remember baby aspirin. Well, maybe I've had it. I just don't remember it.
Because you were a baby.
Exactly. By the way, I wish Tylenol was supporting our show because I'm about to give them a huge plug. I'm a big fan of Advil, right? Like I used to take, anytime I'd get a headache, because you get the relief like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But then I was told by my doctor, like, you have to be super careful. It's really hard on your stomach, blah, blah, blah.
Hard on your liver too.
Yeah. So I found because Tylenol for a while wasn't working for me. Like it would take forever and I was like, and I hate feeling, because sometimes when I get a headache, I get nauseous right away and like I hate that. Quick release Tylenol.
Ooh.
It's the same color as the Montreal Canadiens, red, blue, and white. That's the pill.
Oh yeah.
And they are magic pills. Let me tell you, like within 15-20 minutes, if you've got a headache, boom, it's gone.
Nice.
Take your magic pills. They'll help.
Yeah. So Tylenol, if you're listening, we'd be very happy for you to sponsor our podcast.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Is that can you get that over the counter? Do you have to?
Yep. Yeah. Just I get it at, the pharmacy or Walmart or whatever. And, honest to God, because Tylenol for the longest time just wouldn't work for me in a quick fashion, but quick release, boom, you're good.
Boom. Well, hopefully Mary J. Blige is pain-free and not that she has any issues, but Mary J., if you do have any issues, quick release Tylenol will help. She's just expanding her horizons pretty much and signing on the dotted line with BET and a production company. And basically, is she hosting or just developing?
I think
this,
it's been a
show.
I think I think that wine one, the Wine Down, she's going to host. And then,
yes.
And then I think their other ones are projects in the works.
What I also liked about the description of the Wine Down, which I like in the title, I also liked how they described it as an unscripted talk show. Like they're all supposed to be talk, not scripted talk, but I guess they're outing other talk shows. But I think that she'd be a cool person to wind down with. So that's coming. So she's busy in that regard, which is very good. It seems that it would make sense. She's obviously got a lot of life experience. And you had mentioned before talking about Andy from the Ellen DeGeneres show and how he's producing J-HUD. Yeah. Great show also. Like it's supernatural, easygoing. She's just so fantastically regular.
And that's why Kelly Clarkson works, right? Like they're just like, if you're authentic, boom, you're good. The minute you try to be something you're not, everybody sees right through it, right? So
totally. There's little nuancy things that as a person who thinks she knows how to do certain things would love to coach them on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But ultimately both those shows are amazing. So
I think I told
Mary
you
J's going to do great.
I think I told you when Kelly met Janet. She clearly loves Janet, which we've known about for a while, but she wouldn't stop talking during the interview. Like, I think Janet only answered like 3 questions because Kelly's like, I wonder about this, I wonder about this, and I remember that. Like, it was so, and you could tell Janet, and she's so humble, Janet, as we know, but like, she must, like, you could just see her like letting Kelly go,
because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
I don't think that Janet Jackson is particularly, assertive in that way. I think she can assert herself, obviously.
Yeah.
But she's I can imagine that as a guest on a show, she's not gonna stumble through and so you have to let the host finish. But sometimes you can see the guests on shows like that going, whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of talking, lady.
Yeah. And if you want to have a good if you want to have like the best giggle, so Sherry Shepherd who also has a talk show, right? Like she took over for
gosh,
Wendy
yeah.
Williams. And
Right.
Sherry also supernatural. Like she's really awesome. I love Sherry Shepherd. She loves Janet, like loves Janet. So they surprised Sherry during their like Christmas segment, and her producer comes on and he's like, I told you I wanted to get you something for Christmas, whatever. And they brought out Janet like live in person on the show because it tapes in New York. And I thought Sherry was gonna have a heart attack. And you could tell it was like legitimate. Like this wasn't a put on, like she started crying and she's like, then she tried to offer herself up as a backup dancer to Janet when she goes to tour. Like,
Oh my God.
it was really, and then what was interesting too is because like there was like a day or two where Janet was doing a lot of press in New York about the tour. So she
Yep.
did Sherry's show, and then she also went on the Today Show Friday. And one of the anchors who's like, a serious news anchor and reporter or whatever, now I give her credit. She remained composed, I think, because of her, education and being an anchor and knowing to stay composed. But she also just was giving Janet like a million flowers. And it was super
Wow.
cute. And it really made me realize, even though I already know this, but to just see it, Janet has influenced so many people, whether you are a Black woman or a farm girl from Montreal, like, you know what I mean? Like, she really runs the gamut of people who are positively influenced by her. And I just think that's amazing because not many people can run the gamut of influencing people in a good way. So,
No, it's true.
yeah.
Well, there's another guy that's just recently influenced his daughter's lives in a really, really expensive way. Because when your parent is Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, I think that let me back it up a second here. Let me
Okay.
put it in perspective. When I turned 16, for my birthday, I got the Duran Duran album, Seven and the Ragged Tiger.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, but that was the 80s and my parents weren't Puff Daddy. So when your parent is Puff Daddy, I think you could actually get Duran Duran as the gift.
Yeah.
But that's probably weird. He went the Range Rover route
Yeah.
for his twin daughters, matching Range Rovers.
Yeah.
Here you go with your very first cars, you guys. Oh, you're so
Yeah.
sweet. What? Range Rovers are anywhere between $44,000 and $215,000.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't get the $44,000.
They did not get the base model.
They
No.
didn't get the ones where you have to roll up the windows
Yeah.
yourself. They got
the heating seats on.
Yeah. And I should mention, like, this is what he does when all of his kids turn 16, because when his two older sons, I don't remember what the second son got, but I'm pretty sure they might have both got, I think they both got my box. So those are, and maybe one got a Bentley. Anyways, so those are also like over, like I would say somewhere between $100,000 to $300,000 cars when they turn 16.
But I mean, why not?
Well, he's a
got the
billionaire.
money.
He's got the money.
There you go. So,
But I
Yeah.
also, like, for example, his younger son, I think it's Christian, he's following in Diddy's steps of, being an artist. And it sounds like Diddy would not help him. Like, he's like, I'm not giving you a leg up. So the son, I mean, obviously there's some level that he's going to get indoors that he wouldn't, even if his dad doesn't help him.
Sure.
But it sounds like he really had to hustle his rear end off to get this single. And I can't remember the name of the damn single right now, but it just went, like, it was pretty high up in the charts. I think it crossed the top 40. So that's pretty good.
okay, cool.
It makes sense though when you have a parent that's already done it. Like last year, the part of the story for the band Inhaler was that, yeah, Bono's my dad. Lead singer is Elijah Hewson. Sure, yes, it does help you get your foot in the door, but then once you're in the door, you got to do something. Like you've got to,
Because dad's
present.
not going to go on stage and be good and, rally the crowds for you. Or
Exactly. It only goes so far. I mean, certainly it helps, but
Mhm.
you still got to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So, well, and this way, if he's buying them cars, they can at least drive themselves to the auditions.
well, there you go.
Yeah. And those also, by the way, those girls and the two older brothers, I don't think one of the brothers, but the other one brother for sure, like their mother died several years ago from
Yes,
Kim Porter. So like
Yeah.
they've had a, not an easy go either without their mom.
that's true.
Yeah.
Now they got Range Rovers.
Now they got Range Rovers. And my question was, who's gonna? Because it was black and white ones. So some, I don't know if they flipped a coin as to who's gonna drive which one, but
They had a fist fight.
yeah,
Just kidding. They didn't. They're happy. They posted on social media. They're very happy. So that's good.
Yep.
We've got one more 90s rewind for this show.
Mhm.
Okay.
For this year in this show. Do you hear that sound? It's not me, by the way.
It's
I
me.
think Kelly's
Oh,
receiving some emails.
Oh, good. It's usually me. That's why I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not this time.
No, that was my Festivus bells that have decided to join the party.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we would go back to 1993 when we were actually hearing Duran Duran at the beginning of that year with Come Undone. But by the end of the year, we were trying to help Ace of Base get what they want, which of course was another
Nice
baby,
one.
right? We also got a 3-for-1 deal with a song from the Three Musketeers soundtrack with Bryan Adams, Rod Stewart, and Sting, and All for Love. You guys, here I go again. Kelly, Adam, what's my weakness? Men.
Okay, then.
Nope. Not my weakness. I'm just in character right now. Salt and Pepper up there, sexy.
I thought you were
On
playing Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. I was confused here.
Sorry, I should have gone. Here I go again. That would have
There
made
we
more
go.
sense. There, okay. So it's Shoop. So we go from Shoop to Snoop Doggy Dog. Yep. The answer to What's My Name? Snoop's debut album Doggy Style came out November, actually, of 1993. Around the same time, the Cranberries were hitting big with Linger. And it was at the end of 93 that for an artist that we actually lost at the beginning of this year, where Meatloaf, I do anything for love, but I won't do that, was a great big hit for him. And it's what wraps up the last 90s rewind for 2022. May he rest in peace.
Thank you, Sharon. Meatloaf died in 2022.
Yeah, a
Wow.
lot of people died this year. Sad
But
but true.
I feel like I would have thought it's been at least 2 years. That's crazy.
You can check the internet, and I'm prepared to be wrong.
And did we lose? I know when we lost, was Betty White was like last day of 2021, right? Like,
I believe so.
she
Yeah.
died of like like 2 weeks before her birthday, because I think her birthday is the 17th of January.
Yep.
And then we lost Bob Saget.
Yep.
And then the list goes on, like Kirstie Alley, Leslie Jordan. Like it seems like we've had to report on a lot of passings like in this year on the show.
Yeah, I just recorded the top 30 of 2022 for the radio station that I work at, Show'em 97.7, and I focused on just musicians that had died, and not even just rock stars, because I thought the impact of music doesn't necessarily have to be just rock. There's all kinds. We like all kinds of music, and we lost a lot of artists this year, and the list was long, just musicians, and it was in
Taylor
January
Hawkins,
that
right?
Taylor Hawkins was a big one, man.
God,
Big.
I felt like it's been oh wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm shocked. I forgot it all
wild.
happened this year.
Yeah, like a lot. Bah.
I kind of
but
feel
that-
weird wearing these reindeer antlers right now.
Why? Because we're talking about you got to have something to poke through the dark cloud.
Yeah.
Kelly. Those antlers are really poking through.
Well, my whole skull is numb right now, so that's good. Just a couple of listener notes before you wrap it up, Sharon. Ginger Bear sent us a lovely message on YouTube wishing us all the best for the season, and
Thank you,
can't wait for
Ginger
us to get
Bear.
back in the new year.
Back at you, Ginger
And
Bear.
yeah, just and then also 2 music notes for you. Tiesto has teamed up with a UK duo for a song called I Can't Wait. It's a very
Okay.
good house track. And also a biopic for Whitney Houston is coming out, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And the
yeah.
soundtrack has been released, and there is a like BB Winans is on this thing, Jax
Ooh,
Jones,
Nice.
like the list. Lucky Day, who's an amazing R&B artist. Like there's a lot. So you should, if you're a Whitney Houston fan, check out the I Want to Dance with Somebody soundtrack. So
Every time I see the trailer for that movie, I go, wow, I get goosebumps.
Yeah.
yeah,
Same.
So, can't
Yeah.
wait to see the movie.
yeah.
And we
This
miss
Friday,
her
Adam.
too,
This
eh?
Friday.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. And last thing for me, I just want to thank the 2 of you for making another joyous year on 90s Now. I love you both so much, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do this with you each and every week. So thank you both.
Back at you, Kel. I love you guys very much. It is fun. We I think we have We have a lot of things going on in our regular lives, and to make a commitment to meet every week here for a bit of time and, devote some time before our meeting to make sure that the meeting is fun and functional and moves in the right directions is it's probably the true definition of a labor of love. Labor of love. Can't say it, but I know what
There
it
you
means.
go.
Passion project. Is that better?
Here we are.
I appreciate you guys too. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, because I know you both celebrate.
Happy holidays.
happy
Happy New
holidays.
Year, because we'll see each other on the other side of the new year.
That's true. Crazy. 2023 is like right there. So
I'm really hoping my skull unthaws by then.
I hope you find some, pain relief, Kel, for that
Well, I'm
big
heading
old
for Tylenol
giant
quick
melon.
release. This is over.
Yes. Kelly, please, what will you be taking? Mention it again.
Tylenol quick release. Let's go.
Yeah. She can't. There's no emotion though. Tylenol, quick release. Let's go. She's losing feeling in her face. Ooh.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
heading there.
well, you guys, I love you, and you love me back, and
you.
and everybody else. Thank you very much. We have great affection for you too. We appreciate that you listen whenever it is that you do, wherever it is that you find us. Thank you for doing that and passing it on to everybody in your life. Thanks for being a part of it. And thank you for listening to 90s Now. Still happening.